you're a startup founder staring at 3 different spreadsheets and wondering which one's right. If you are running a SaaS or a fintech company and your team spends more time debating numbers than acting upon them. Or if you're in insurance or operations and feel like every report tells you but a different truth, then this episode is for sure for you. Because here's the hard truth. Data is not the problem. You've got plenty of it. Probably, in fact, you're drowning in it. But the real problem? You can't trust it, connect it, or use it to make fast and confident decisions. And that's costing you. It's costing you speed. It's costing you opportunities. It might even be costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars you didn't know you were missing. Today, we are talking about business intelligence, not as a buzzword, not as another pretty dashboard, but as clarity engine your business has been missing. And I've got perfect guest for this conversation. He's helped insurance agencies uncover 6 figures cross-selling opportunities they never saw coming. He's turned chaotic multi-platform messes into a single source of truth for SaaS and fintech leaders. He's the guy who can take your data soup and turn it into a business gold. Please welcome Deepak Mishra, FBSPL's go-to man for taking businesses from data chaos to decision clarity.
Hello, Jabnawaz. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Now that we have Deepak Mishra here, let's make the most out of his knowledge and ask him a few questions that can help your business.
Let's get rolling.
So, Deepak, if you had to pitch BI in one sentence to someone who kind of hates dashboards, what would you say to change their mind in just 10 seconds?
Honestly, I'll tell them BI isn't about dashboards at all. It's about decisions. If your dashboard is boring, it's because it's not telling you something that makes you want to go, I need to act on this now. I've had clients who hated dashboards until we created their custom dashboard and we showed them where their next $50,000 in deals were sitting.
Deepak, I'm sure you have seen hundreds of the companies. What makes you think that 70 striking % of the leaders are still flying blind with their data?
It's because most of the leaders confuse having data with using data. They've got reports for sure, often too many of them, but nothing that cuts through the noise. One of our clients was having 15 different sales reports and none of them matched. None of them were making any sense. Once we created a custom dashboard for them that was live, their decision-making cycle dropped from a whopping 3 days to 3 hours.
Wow. Now, tell me about most expensive decision you've seen made because of bad or maybe missing BI, and how could that have been saved?
Oh, I'll never forget this. An insurance company suffered huge losses because they were having data that was 2 months old. They weren't able to track their renewals properly, and the old client base they had dropped because their policies has expired, and it was approximately $400,000 that costed them because they had to recode all of the policies again.
Now, in the next question, I want you to be really honest. Do companies really suffer due to too little data or because they are drowning in useless numbers?
95% of the time, they're drowning. One SaaS client we worked with was tracking 87 different matrices. No one could remember all of them, even I can't. We understood their business flows, trimmed it down to 8 critical ones, and that actually moved the needle. Suddenly, their marketing team knew exactly what lever to pull each week. It's not the size of the data that matters, but if your data is telling the truth or not is what matters.
If you had to put a dollar value on the damage of bad BI, what's the scariest number that you've seen?
If I have to put a number, it was $1.2 million a year. That was the annual revenue a client from the US insurance domain was losing just from the missed contract renewals. Their reports weren't flagging the accounts that was about to lapse and needed renewal or needed work on that. So they didn't follow up on those contracts and then they just expired. We understood the criticality since 97% of their business was from renewals, and we set up a system that alerted them 45 days prior, then 30 days prior, and then 15 days prior, the renewals. So that way, they were about to recover $800,000 of the lost amount in the previous year. Bad BI quietly bleeds money, and good BI quietly makes it back.
So when you walk into a new client's BI setup, what is that first red flag that makes you think probably you've got to work around the mess here?
Honestly, if I talk about the biggest red flag we observe when we onboard a new client, it's when they are having the same KPI having different values across the reports. Let us say if their sales revenue is $5 million in one report and 5.4 million in another and 4 billion in the CRM, that's not just messy. It leads to an existential crisis. It means that people are spending meetings arguing about which number is right instead of solving problems.
Now, the people keep saying don't start with the tool. But I think isn't just buying a shiny dashboard the easiest way to feel like you're making a progress?
It is, and coincidentally, it's a trap.
Okay.
I mean, let us think that you're trying to get slim and you do treadmill every day, but you are not taking care of your diet. Are you bound to get fit? Are you bound to get slim? No, that won't happen. So, creating a dashboard until and unless you have figured out the flows and understood the business cycle would be like decorating your confusion. You can spend lakhs on Power BI, Tableau, or any other tool, but if you don't know what you're measuring at all, you're going to just increase the confusion and decorate it.
I'm sure you've built hundreds of dashboards till now. Now, what separates the ones that people actually use from the ones that look great in the presentation?
The useful ones answer one simple question: so what? They try to establish a cause effect relationship. If a dashboard tells you that your sales dropped last month, that's just information. Now, if your dashboard is conveying there was a 15% dip in sales because of dip in leads from a specific channel, it shows you everything that you want to know, and based on that, you'll be able to take a decision. Pretty dashboards impress once, but useful dashboards, they get open daily.
Moving on to the next question. This time, give us the Netflix drama version. A client saw one chart, one insight, and suddenly, boom, a six-figure revenue spike. What happened?
We worked with a US based insurance agency. We built a dashboard that flagged cross sell opportunities between auto and home policies. We even drilled it down, took their client base, and understood what all credit tiers were profitable for them, what all age groups were profitable to them. And within a week of that launch, they saw a segment of 400 clients who had auto policies but no home policy. They targeted them, tried to cross sell, and closed 25% of that list. Once this was done, they added $150,000 in one quarter. That's when BI goes from nice to have to why didn't I implement this earlier?
What's the fastest from chaos to clarity BI turnaround that you have ever pulled off?
It was 48 hours. A SaaS company was about to present investors and realized that churn and growth numbers did not match across the reports. We took care of their financial statements, their CRM, payment gateway, and analytics, and we put all of them into a single dashboard in 2 days. They walked into the pitch with confidence and got their funding. Sometimes speed is as valuable as accuracy.
Have you ever shown a client something in their BI dashboard that made them go silent? Maybe because they just discovered some money on the table.
Oh, yes, and it's my favorite moment. We had a mid sized SaaS client, and their dashboard revealed 300 active users already present in their funnel, and no one had contacted them yet. They weren't spotted because their data was scattered across 3 different systems, and the CEO just had a glass on the screen, analyzed it for a few seconds, and he was like, "We have been leaving this money sitting there for a lot of time." 2 weeks later, they had converted 40% of those users and had increased their revenue.
Why is BI secretly the ultimate growth hack? Probably for all the mid-sized businesses that want to compete with those big giants.
It's because Giants have a whole department for analysis. They have a team of data analysts, data scientists, and data engineers. Mid-sized company, they don't have such luxury. BI levels that playing field. Suddenly, your 50% company becomes so effective that it could take decision with same speed and clarity as a 5,000-person enterprise. You move faster, spot gaps sooner, and win deals while bigger players are still waiting for the report.
Can BI actually fix the politics and silos inside the company, or is it just the wishful thinking?
It cannot fix office politics completely. I'm not a magician, but it can certainly reduce the speculation that we have with unorganized data. When marketing and sales team both are looking at the same data in the real time numbers, there is no scope for that. Your report says this, mine that. We have seen BI stop unproductive blame games in the tracks.
If a CEO asked you, how will I know that BI is worth it? What proof would you show them?
It's quite simple. We just need to track the before and the after scenario. I mean, how long does it take to prepare your weekly or monthly closing reports? How fast are you able to take those decisions? And to what extent are you able to reduce the error rates in your reporting mechanisms? How many opportunities are you able to capture and what all you were missing before? So that is the before and the after scenario that the BI dashboards are able to display. And in many cases, we can even attach a direct revenue number to that. And when you are able to say, I was able to add $500,000 to my revenue, that is the bottom line, I guess. That's the all proof you need.
What's that wow moment you've seen most often when new clients start using a new BI system?
It is usually when they realize that they can get an answer in 10 seconds that used to take a week without sending follow up emails or waiting for the monthly or weekly review. It is just like clicking one filter and seeing which region is underperforming. This speed changes the way leaders think, decisions become proactive, and they are not at all reactive.
Everyone is adding AI to BI, but the real question is it really smart, or are we just chasing a buzzword?
Honestly, it's a bit of both. AI in BI is powerful when it's used to speed up boring stuff like spotting patterns, predicting trends, or categorizing massive data sets in minutes. But if you think AI will just tell you what to do without human judgment, you are in big trouble. We use AI as an accelerator, not as an autopilot.
Self-serve BI sounds like a dream, but is it actually possible for leaders to get answers without tech teams babysitting them?
Yes, if it is designed right, self service BI isn't about giving everyone access to the data set, it's about giving them the correct data as well as data in real time. Now, if your dashboard is smart enough wherein it could refresh itself with the past day's data, and once the CEO or the upper management wakes up and they are having the insights to the previous date data, they can take better decisions.
What's one no cost, however high impact BI habit a company could start this month that would make an immediate difference?
It could be as easy as defining your top 5 KPIs that you think are most essential to you and then stop working on everything else. Just for 1 month, focus on those top 5 KPIs across all the teams and watch how everything starts aligning. We have done this exercise with multiple clients and seen decision making speed double without spending a single dollar on new tools.
If BI were a person in the board meeting, what do you think? Will it be that quiet analyst in the corner or that loud boss?
Honestly, I think it would be neither of them. It would be a calm person who speaks only when it's needed. And when they start speaking, it would be a mic drop moment. Uh, BI think, would have the capability to steer the direction of conversation in 10 seconds flat.
You've got 30 seconds to answer my next question. You have to speak to every CEO who's listening to you. What's that one truth about BI that could save them years of frustration?
I think the solution would be to stop thinking that you need more data. You actually don't. You just need clarity. If your teams are making decisions on conflicting or outdated numbers, you're not behind. You're just misaligned. Fixing that alignment issue and your growth would stop being accidental. It would become intentional, and intentional growth is how you win.
Alright, Deepak, we've talked strategy, we've talked about impact. Now it's the time to have a little fun. Let's do a quick rapid fire. Herein, short questions, fast answer. However, the catch is no overthinking. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Let's begin with the first one. BI in one word.
Clarity?
If BI were a person at a party, what would they be doing?
Quietly watching everyone and then whispering the winning stop tip to the host.
A BI buzzword you wish you could ban forever.
Synergy. And my eyes would start rolling automatically now.
One BI tool you'd take to a deserted island.
I guess it would be Excel because even without Wi Fi, I can analyze my data and it is my go to tool.
Excel. Timeless legend or updated relic?
It is a timeless legend. Like black coffee, it is always in style, and the updates it has been receiving for the past few years, it's magnificent.
If BI were a movie genre, what would it be?
I guess it would be a detective thriller full of clues, and in the end, everything changes.
Your guilty pleasure in the dashboard design.
Adding that one unnecessary animation just because it looks cool.
Dark mode dashboards, yes or no?
Absolutely yes.
The funniest data kiosk story that you have ever come across.
A company had three dashboards, and each of them were showing different sales number for the same week.
If BI could talk, what would it say to the most CEOs?
Stop guessing, I've got your back.
The emoji you'd use to describe the raw data.
I guess I'll do that one mind blown emoji.
What's harder, cleaning data or cleaning your inbox?
Cleaning data. My inbox doesn't have duplicate customer IDs from 2012.
I bet that. If you had to sell BI in a meme, what would it be?
I think it would be this is the fine dog meme, but replace that dog with fire messy spreadsheets.
Right? Superpowers you wished existed but does not exist yet.
I think a make sense button for a bad data.
Now that you have been a geek, the weirdest thing you have used a dashboard for your personality.
I guess tracking how many steps I take to get to the coffee machine.
No, why? I didn't expect a different answer from you there. Coffee or tea while building dashboards?
Coffee, the original real time data feed.
The next one is complete the sentence. A business without BI is like?
A business without BI is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Well, that is smart. Deepak, you've told us some powerful before and the after stories, but let's say I am new client. Walk me through it. What's the FBSPL's way of building BI so that it doesn't just launch but it lasts?
We have turned this into a playbook that works every time, no matter the industry. The first step is the discovery phase, wherein we don't just start with the tools, we start with you. We try to understand your business model, your bottlenecks, your goals, as well as your KPIs. If we don't know what success would look like for you, nothing else would matter. The second step would be the integration phase, wherein we connect with every data source you have in your CRM, accounting, marketing, or operations software, and we try to create a single unified data view without any missing pieces. The third step would be the cleaning phase, wherein we would strip out the data from all the duplicate values, fix errors, and validate numbers. This would be the truth serum stage so that everyone is looking at the same truth. The fourth step would be the visualization phase, wherein the dashboards and the reports would be designed for the people who will be actually using them. It would be acting as a decision making tool, and every chart would be trying to answer the question of so what in under 10 seconds. The fifth step is the evolution phase. We do understand that businesses change and markets shift. We stay in the loop, refining and upgrading your BI solutions so that it grows with you. It's not a project you launch, it's a clarity engine that keeps you running. That's why our BI setups don't just deliver insights on day one. They keep creating wins years down the line.
And that's a wrap of the episode of Built for Impact. Deepak, thank you so much for not just explaining BI, but actually making it feel like human-like, and I dare say, fun. To everyone listening, whether you are a startup founder, a SaaS product leader, a fintech innovator, an insurance agency owner, or a person in your company who's always trying to make sense of 10 different reports, here's the truth. You do not need more data. All you need is some clarity. Bad BI slows you down, costs you opportunities, and sometimes even bleed revenue without you noticing that. And good BI does the total opposite. It helps you move faster, see clearly, and act with confidence. If anything we said today made you think, yes, that's for my company, then don't wait. Start a BI audit right away. Find the gaps, fix the flows, build the systems that turns decision into growth. Because in business, speed and clarity aren't just luxuries, they are your edge. Until next time, start clear, scale smart, and definitely build for impact.